Hello everybody. This story is especially for Belle because she got stuck in her room yesterday. So I thought you might want to hear about Milly-Molly-Mandy got stuck in her room, and I remembered this story as soon as I heard what happened to Belle. I love this story. My mum used to read Milly-Molly-Mandy to me when I was little. This is called Milly-Molly-Mandy Gets Locked In. Once upon a time, Milly-Molly-Mandy got locked in her little bedroom, which had been the little storeroom up under the thatched roof. No, she hadn't been naughty or anything like that, and nobody locked her in, but the latch on the door had gone just a bit wrong somehow, so that once or twice Milly-Molly-Mandy had had to turn the handle several times before she could open it. So Mother said that perhaps she had better not close it quite till Father found time to mend it. But one Saturday morning, when Milly-Molly-Mandy had helped Mother with the breakfast things and Auntie with the beds, she went up to her own little room to make the bed there, and Topsy the cat ran with her. Now Topsy the cat just loved Milly-Molly-Mandy to make her bed on Saturday mornings. He would jump into the middle of the mattress and crouch down, and then Milly-Molly-Mandy would pretend not to know that Topsy the cat was there at all. And she would thump the pillows and roll Topsy the cat about with them, and whisk the sheets and blankets over and pretend to try to smooth out the lump that was Topsy the cat underneath. And Topsy the cat would come crawling out, looking very untidy, and make a dive under the next blanket. It took quite a long while to make the bed sometimes. Well, Milly-Molly-Mandy had got the bed made at last, and then she was so out of breath that she backed up against the door to rest a bit, while Topsy the cat sat in the middle of the coverlet to tidy herself up. And it wasn't until Milly-Molly-Mandy had tidied her own hair and had wrapped her dust around Topsy the cat so as to carry them both downstairs together that she found she couldn't open the door, which had shut with a bang when she had leaned against it. "Well," said Milly-Molly-Mandy to Topsy the cat, "now what are we going to do?" She put Topsy the cat down and tried the door again, but she couldn't open it. And then she called, "Mother!" But Mother was downstairs in the kitchen getting bowls and baking tins ready for making cakes, as it was Saturday morning. Then Milly-Molly-Mandy called, "Auntie!" But Auntie was in the parlour giving an extra good dusting. It wouldn't get much the next day, being Sunday. Then Milly-Molly-Mandy called, "Grandma!" But Grandma was round the back door, sprinkling crumbs for the birds, as it was just their busy time when they were all looking after the hungry baby birds hatching out. "Well," said Milly-Molly-Mandy to Topsy the cat, "this is a waste of a nice fine Saturday." She went to the little low window, but the only person she could see was Uncle, looking like the little speck at the farther end of the meadow, doing something with his chicken houses. Father, she knew, had gone to the next village to give someone advice about the garden, and Grandpa had gone to market. "Well," said Milly-Molly-Mandy to Topsy the cat, "if I'd only got legs like a grasshopper, I could just jump down. But I'd rather have my own legs anyhow." Then she thought if she had a long enough piece of string, you're tickling me, that she could touch the ground that way, and if she dangled it somehow, someone might see it from the downstairs windows. That's a good idea. So she took the cord from her dressing gown, and then she tied it to a piece of string from her coat pocket, and a piece of mauve ribbon which Auntie had given her, and the belt from her frock, and her 2 bootlaces. Topsy the cat got quite interested. And then she tied her little yellow basket on the end and dangled and swung it out of the bedroom window, backwards and forwards in front of the kitchen window down below. But nobody came, and at last Milly-Molly-Mandy got tired of this and tied the end of the line onto the window catch and drew her head in again. "Well," said Milly-Molly-Mandy to Topsy the cat, "it's a good thing I've got such a nice little bedroom to be shut up in anyhow." Topsy the cat just turned herself round and round on the bed and settled down for a sleep. Then Milly-Molly-Mandy suddenly remembered her crochet work, carefully wrapped up in a handkerchief on her little green chest of drawers. It was to be a bonnet for baby Moggs, little friend Susan's new little sister, and her own nearly sister. It was a pale pink wool, and she was making it rather big because Mother thought baby Moggs might grow a bit before the bonnet was finished. Milly-Molly-Mandy did hope baby Moggs wouldn't grow too fast. And there's a picture of her doing her crochet work. So Milly-Molly-Mandy sat in the middle of the floor and began crocheting. Crocheting is quite hard work when you've done only 3.5 rows in your life before, but Milly-Molly-Mandy crocheted and crocheted until she reached the end of the row, and then she turned round and crocheted all the way back, so that was a row and a half, and then she heard the window catch on which her line was tied give a little click, and she jumped up and looked out to see if someone was touching her line, but nobody was about, though she called. But it looked as if there was something in the little yellow basket, so Milly-Molly-Mandy pulled it up in a hurry. And what do you think? In the little yellow basket was a little paperful of that nice crunchy sugar which comes inside the big lumps of peel that you put in cakes. Mother had thought the basket and the line was just a game for Milly-Molly-Mandy, and she popped the sugar in for a surprise. How nice, thought Milly-Molly-Mandy, and she dropped the little yellow basket outside again, hoping something else would be put in it, and went back to her crochet work. And she crocheted and crunched and crunched and crocheted until she had done 4 whole rows and eaten up all the paper full of sugar. Then, after all this time, Milly-Molly-Mandy heard Mother's voice calling outside, "Milly-Molly-Mandy!" And when Milly-Molly-Mandy jumped up and looked out, Mother, who had come out to see if there was enough rhubarb up yet to make a tart, said, "What are you doing, dear? You ought to be outdoors." So Milly-Molly-Mandy was able to tell Mother all about it, and then Mother came running up to Milly-Molly-Mandy's bedroom door. But Mother couldn't open it, though she tried hard, and neither could Auntie. So Mother kissed Milly-Molly-Mandy through the crack and said that she must just wait till Father came home and then he would get her out. And Milly-Molly-Mandy kissed Mother back through the crack and sat down to her crochet work again. Presently the line outside the window clicked the catch again, and Milly-Molly-Mandy looked out just in time to see Mother whisking out of sight round the corner of the cottage. And there was a big red apple in the little yellow basket. So Milly-Molly-Mandy pulled it up again, and then went back and did her crocheting between big bites of the big red apple. And she crocheted and she crocheted and she crocheted. Just before dinner time, Father came back and Mother took him straight up to Milly-Molly-Mandy's bedroom door, and they tinkered about with the lock for a while, rattling and clicking and tapping. And Milly-Molly-Mandy went on crocheting. Then Father said through the crack, "I'll have to break the lock, Milly-Molly-Mandy, so you mustn't make a noise." Milly-Molly-Mandy put the crochet work down and said, "No, Father." It was rather exciting. Then Father fetched a great big hammer, and he gave some big bangs on the lock, and the door came bursting open in a great hurry, and Father and Mother came in. They had to stoop their heads in Milly-Molly-Mandy's room because it was so little and sloping. Milly-Molly-Mandy was so pleased to see them that she held up the crochet work and said, "Look, I've crocheted 9 whole rows and I haven't dropped 1 single stitch. Don't you think it's enough now before you start doing it different to make it fit the bag?" And Mother said, "That's fine, Milly-Molly-Mandy. I'll look at it directly after dinner and see, but you better come downstairs now." So Milly-Molly-Mandy came downstairs, and they all had dinner and talked about locks and getting new ones. And then Mother looked at Milly-Molly-Mandy's crochet work, and it only wanted just a little bit more doing to it, most of which Mother showed Milly-Molly-Mandy how to do. But some she had to do herself, and quite soon the bonnet was finished, and Milly-Molly-Mandy took it round to the Moggs' cottage in tissue paper. And look, there's a picture of Milly-Molly-Mandy giving it to baby Moggs. Mrs. Moggs and little friend Susan looked at it most admiringly, and then Mrs. Moggs put it on baby Moggs' head and tied it under her soft little chin. And it just fitted baby Moggs perfectly. But you know, as Milly-Molly-Mandy crocheted very tightly indeed, and being her first try, it was a good thing that she had planned to leave enough room for baby Moggs to grow, and a very good thing that she got locked in and finished it before baby Moggs had any time more to grow, for the bonnet was only just big enough. But you can't think what a darling baby Moggs looked in it. Did you enjoy that, Belle? That was just for you. Good night, everyone.